Welcome back to Top 5.
Title: Clash of the Divine, Ganesha vs. Bacchus. On the majestic peak of Mount Olympus, where the very air shimmered with the essence of myth and legend, the grand tournament known as the Who Will Win had drawn the world's mightiest deities to compete for supremacy. Among the celestial contenders stood two figures in stark contrast: Ganesha, the beloved elephant-headed god of wisdom and new beginnings, ranked 15th, and Bacchus, the raucous god of wine and revelry, ranked 18th. The arena was an expansive grassy field, edged with golden marble columns and adorned with blooming celestial flowers. It buzzed with the palpable energy of 1,000 Olympian spectators. Among them were Zeus, his thunderous presence casting a long shadow; Hera, resplendent and regal; Athena, ever the astute strategist; and Dionysus, Bacchus's counterpart, who watched with an amused glimmer in his eye. As the arena filled, Ganesha stood resolute, his large form emanating an aura of inner peace and focus. His tusks gleamed in the soft light, and with gentle determination, he held his sacred Medaka, a symbol of joy and the sustenance of life. He was a master strategist, known for his ability to transform obstacles into opportunities. His purpose here was not merely to fight but to instill the virtues of wisdom and balance among the gathered gods. Across the arena, Bacchus sauntered forth, wine-filled goblet in hand, his laughter echoing through the air like a mischievous tune. With vine leaves twisted in his tousled hair and a twinkle in his eye, he personified indulgence and chaos. Bacchus thrived on the revelry of life, often blurring the lines between ecstasy and destruction. He was not here to play, he was here to revel in the thrill of the fight. "Why waste words, dear Ganesha?" Bacchus challenged, lifting his goblet high. "Let us unleash chaos upon this hallowed ground." As the celestial horn blared, signaling the beginning of the match, Ganesha raised a hand, a gesture of peace. "Let us engage in a contest of wit and skill, Bacchus. May our fight reflect the balance between thought and chaos." Bacchus smirked, swirling his goblet with a flourish. The shimmering liquid within reflected the beauty of the heavens. "You wish to debate, dear Ganesha? But why argue when we can dance the dance of combat? Bring forth your wisdom, and I shall summon the jovial spirits of revelry." With that, Bacchus tossed his goblet to the ground, where it shattered into thousands of shimmering shards. A cascade of wine flowed through the air, transforming the arena into a surreal festival. He summoned a whirlwind of blushing vines and frenzied spirits, all eager to join in his chaotic embrace. The sweet scent of grape and the echo of laughter enveloped the battleground. Undeterred, Ganesha closed his eyes and centered himself. Drawing from the depths of wisdom, he envisioned pathways of action, an intricate web connecting possibilities and outcomes. With a mighty stomp, he summoned forth an army of ethereal elephant spirits, towering guardians who emerged from the ground, their presence resonating with quiet strength. The two gods clashed in a fierce flurry of energies. Bacchus danced around the battlefield, the gales of laughter swirling into a tempest of intoxicated mirth. He launched vines and phantoms toward Ganesha, hoping to ensnare him in a chaotic revelry. But Ganesha, quick on his feet, evaded the oncoming chaos, countering with Medaka projectiles that burst like stars against Bacchus's vibrant forces. As the struggle unfolded, the environment continued to warp under the weight of Bacchus's wild energy, his laughter spiraling into a frenzied crescendo. The atmosphere thickened with a haze of mirth and madness, disorienting even the most stoic of onlookers. Ganesha, however, focused his intent, realizing that wisdom must prevail over sheer chaos, lest they both succumb to the very storm they each embodied. In the midst of this intoxicating confrontation, Bacchus grew bolder, calling upon the spirits of festivity to empower his relentless attack. With waves of laughter and chaos swelling in his wake, he threw himself into the fray, embodying the relentless tide of celebration and debauchery. Ganesha, sensing a growing darkness within Bacchus's wild revelry, realized the stakes were rising. This was no longer a mere contest of strength, it risked spiraling into a battle of survival. With resolve, Ganesha maneuvered through Bacchus's chaotic creations, drawing from the essence of harmony itself. He began to weave a counterattack, not through raw power but through the strength of balance. His elephant spirits formed an impenetrable wall, absorbing Bacchus's attacks while allowing space for retreat. "Join me in balance, Bacchus!" Ganesha roared, his voice melding with the thunder above. Embrace both chaos and wisdom, or else face the abyss. But Bacchus, intoxicated by the fervor of his own power, laughed heartily. You think you can best me with your wisdom? I am Bacchus. I am chaos incarnate. With a desperate swing, he invoked a maelstrom of vines and illusions, the battlefield erupting in a chaotic frenzy. In the revelry, Bacchus suddenly unleashed a torrent of wild energy, his laughter maleficent, a cacophony that aimed not just to unseat Ganesha but to overwhelm him entirely. The ground trembled, earth and wine mixing into a muddy torrent that threatened to engulf them both. Understanding the potential destruction, Ganesha summoned all his strength and wisdom, channeling it into a divine ray of light. He cast it toward the storm and envisioned a wave of compassion to counter Bacchus's chaos. The two energies met, creating a blinding explosion in the heart of the arena. As the chaos roiled and the dust settled, Bacchus stood at the center of his madness, momentarily bewildered. Ganesha, seeing the opening, summoned a colossal wave of elephant energy that surged forward, crashing against Bacchus like an unstoppable tide. In that moment of vulnerability, Bacchus felt an unsettling sense of clarity, a fear that his chaos might indeed consume him. Your revelry has blinded you, Bacchus. Ganesha shouted, channeling every ounce of divinity into the Mythical he held. It glowed, pulsating with the essence of balance. But as Bacchus staggered, caught between the realms of joy and despair, he made a final reckless decision. In a last-ditch attempt to regain control, he poured everything he had into a spell of mass chaos, hoping to turn the tide of the battle. To the abyss with your wisdom, he shouted defiantly, vines exploding outward from his grasp, seeking to ensnare Ganesha and his spirits. But it was too late. The combined force of Ganesha's light and unity surged forth, enveloping Bacchus entirely. In that moment, Bacchus's spirit began to fade, his laughter silenced as his godly essence was consumed by the overwhelming wave of harmony. As the dust settled, the arena quieted. Bacchus was gone, reduced to a mere memory within the remnants of his chaotic tempest. Ganesha stood amidst the stillness, a sense of sorrow washing over him. He had emerged victorious, but at what cost? He felt the weight of his actions, a heavy reminder that even amidst chaos, the loss of life, divine or mortal, impacted the fabric of existence. The spectators looked on in shocked silence, the vibrant colors of the festival dimming as they processed the loss. Ganesha knelt, casting his gaze toward where Bacchus had once been, the echoes of laughter forever silenced. May you find peace in the realms beyond, Bacchus, he whispered, a prayer sent to the winds. Zeus rose from his seat, his voice booming across the arena. The first round of this tournament is concluded. Let it be known that wisdom has triumphed over chaos, but at a great price. Ganesha's heart ached, for his victory felt hollow in the wake of Bacchus's demise. He had fought not just for himself but for balance, and yet he understood something profound. The echoes of revelry and wisdom must coexist, lest one consume the other entirely. And with that solemn thought, Ganesha stood, the weight of loss upon him, yet resolute in his mission to uphold balance in the pantheon of gods. As the cheering of the onlookers rose once more to fill the air, Ganesha vowed to honor Bacchus's spirit through his actions, ensuring that the chaos he had embodied would never again come at the expense of harmony.